What a maneuver! Welcome back to Fog Wrestling, and this is going to be the greatest maneuver in the history of YouTube, as we have come up with 10 ways to fix WWE immediately. Now, let's not get it twisted. I could have did 100, I could have did 250, but time is precious because SmackDown is not long away, and I need to be on 1 AM for the watch along. But when this video gets released to the public, to the Fog Wrestling Nation and beyond, SmackDown will have been hours ago, so you know what? I apologise for only doing 10, but by God, 10's better than 0. And there's 0 draws floating about. So, without further ado, this is 10 ways to fix WWE immediately. Way number 1, no more part-timers. And what this means, right? Now I get it. The Rock. We need The Rock. Cena, he's only got 27 dates left. Right? See if Cena wants to come back for this last year. I'm not saying that we can't facilitate that because it's John Cena. And if The Rock actually promises here, I can do a 3-month run up to Mania and that's me. You know what? Wrestling needs that. So I'm willing to let it slide. The part-timers that I'm on about are the absolute jabronis like Cody Rhodes, who had 2 title defences in 7 months and people are pretending this guy's full-time. Not a chance. I'm talking about Charlotte Flair. She's done. She doesn't need to be here, right? Honestly, should be young, hungry talent with a good mixture of veterans who are actually willing to be there week in, week out, right? No more part-time pish. Full-time, there every week, and hell, delivering every week. None of this coming out, cutting a 2-minute promo and pissing off, man. Because honestly, see what Cena did in the European tour. There was no point in appearing, just repeating the same shite week in, week out. So no more part-timers, make everyone full-time, but there's a few exceptions. The people I want to stop from being part-timers are the people that probably shouldn't even be employed full-time. You get my point? Reason number 2, more title changes. Right. This should be, honestly, near the top of the to-do list. We got there in the end. Why do people win championships, right? And it's like, oh, he's not going to lose that till 8 months. See, back in the day, man. Oh, back in the day. I know, back in the day, but it gets mentioned again. It was like, see when someone won the belt, right? See if you actually grew up watching this in like the 2000s, and you know, I've watched the 90s, you know, right, in the 80s, and whatever decades, right? But see when wrestling was truly good, see when someone won a belt, you genuinely believed that they could lose it the next night, didn't you? Or at least the very next defence, you were like, oh god, they could change this. See now, it's like, you knew for a fact when Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns last year, right, at WrestleMania, there was no chance, right, in hell that he was ever going to lose that belt for like at least a year. And it's the same with Jey Uso here. You can basically write off Jey Uso losing that championship, in my opinion, until at least SummerSlam. And we've seen it with Gunther. It's like, see when Gunther won it, the earliest he was going to lose it was WrestleMania, when the reality is he probably should have lost it in Chicago to like CM Punk, and then CM Punk could have had that triple threat match, main event and Mania for the belt. But no, we don't want nice stuff in WWE. So yeah, more title changes, and it's not just the world titles, it's the mid-card ones, and it's the women's. Just reigns last too fucking long these days. Reason number 3, brand split. A proper fucking brand split, folks. The roster is so bloated, right? And people just appear. It's like, and that is a problem with the part-timers. It's like with Cena, right? Cena and Cody Rhodes' feud was, it's a SmackDown title, but pretty much every time Cena did appear up the road to WrestleMania, apart from the last SmackDown in Vegas, it was happening on Raw, and it shouldn't be happening that way. You know what I mean? And if a brand split's done correct, it can be great. Now, the Attitude Era had no brand split, and it was also great. But key thing is, back then, right, the roster was nowhere near as big as the roster is now. And see the fact that they're giving like 50% of the screen time to women, and you need a brand split, and the proof is in the pudding with that, because that's why we've got, you know, 2 world title belts on each brand for women and men. And you need that, and therefore you do need a proper brand split. And see, when I say a proper brand split, this isn't a brand split we've got right now. This is just 2 shows that are on week to week, and people jump from one to one. See, back in the day, man, people did not appear on each other's brands like week in, week out. Oh yeah, they had feuds like SmackDown versus Raw going in the Survivor Series, like the Billy and Chuck wedding thing with Eric Bischoff and 3 Minute Warning were feuding with them, but that was all great. You know what I mean? Like, see when Undertaker, right, moved from when he lost the Undisputed title and he went to SmackDown in 2002, Undertaker didn't appear on Raw till like 2007, and that's the way it should be. You know what I mean? Or when he does appear, it feels like a massive deal, but it didn't. Bring it back, man. It's needed. Right. Reason number 4. Puppies. Sex. Appeal. You name it. TNA. Tits and ass, brother. For those watching at home. We need it. Right? And I don't get it, right? We kind of live half in, half out, right? Now, this is AEW, but it's like they whip out the whole train with MJF in the thumbnail. It's like a back shot of MJF's arse in his suit while he's speaking to the Hurt Syndicate. It's like, you just brought out like 7, near 10 out of 10 women, and you're not showing them. Stephanie Fakir literally has a move where she bounces her arse up and down. Booker T properly acknowledges it. So does the other commentators and everyone else on social media. So it's like, why don't you use that to your advantage? Like, see if NXT next week had Julia versus Stephanie Fakir in a bra and panties match, it would draw big time. Here, and see if they don't want to wrestle in their bra and panties, well, why not have a brawl backstage while they're getting changed or something, and that makes logical sense, and it's not demeaning their actual wrestling in the ring. You know what I mean? Honestly, man, it needs to be brought back because it draws ratings. It does. It really, really does. And honestly, it's like the more we go on in wrestling, it's all about the masculine men and masculine women. It's you know what I mean? It's like taking the masculinity away from the men, making them as feminine as possible, and making the women as masculine as possible. And it should never be that. Honestly. See the people watching current WWE. They've only got into like the last 3 years. See if they went back and watched like a fucking episode of Raw in 2001. Oh, but McMahon made Trish bark like a dog. Losers. Reason number 5. Right, this could be controversial, but I'm sticking to it. Release 50% of the roster. Like I said, it's too big. It's too big. There's too many people stealing a wage, and there's just too many people in general, right? Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Jimmy Uso, right? Guys like that, fucking fire in the Miz, right? See these guys that are 40, either about to turn 40 or are 40 and over the hill, and aren't doing anything, and they've been in the company like over a decade. In some cases, fucking the Miz has been in 21 years, folks, right? Release them. Honestly, just get rid of these people. There needs to be a breath of fresh air. You look when they ushered in the Attitude Era, it felt so fresh. You look at that Raw, not long after the brand split, where McMahon, ruthless aggression. There's so many like young talent that were brought in. Cena, Orton, Batista, Brock, like Shelton Benjamin a wee bit later down the line. It felt so much fresher, man. It truly did feel like a new era with the new ramps and shit like that. See the more the roster stays the same, right? The more you do need. Honestly, see if WWE lost 50% of its roster, it would feel so much fresher. And here you say, wouldn't it be a bit empty? Reason number 6. Call up young NXT talent. That's how you patch it. If you release 50% of the roster and then call up like half of the number that you've released from NXT, so say you've released like 80 people and you call up people like 40 people for NXT, 20 go to Raw, 20 go to SmackDown. Do you know how much immediately that's going to make things feel fresh? How great it would be? Seriously, man, why not? It needs air breathed into it, man, fresh air. But we live in an era where we can't release them. They've got a job, they've got a mortgage. They'll go to AEW and vice versa. Alright, reason number 7, shorter matches. See tuning into fucking Raw and SmackDown, man, when I do a watch along, or hell, we're just watching the show, and a match begins, and you're like, this is going to go through 5 ad breaks, it's going to last 37 minutes. No one wants that. See, back in the day, man, some matches on Raw would last about 17 seconds. Some would last 2 minutes, some would last 4, and maybe the main event of Raw would last 10. Anything more than that, it would be for a very special occasion, like a TLC match or a big world title match, or a match with massive stipulations. So there's no need for long matches. Shorter matches, yeah. Reason number 8, characters. We need to bring back characters. There is a serious lack of characters. Like, what is Gunther's character? The nipples. I mean, I'm no bad. What's Jey Uso's character? What he says you eat? What is that? There is nothing to him, man. Like, even look at like SmackDown like 2004, just Undertaker, and I won't be denied, and I will rise up. Undertaker, the dead man. You've got Latino Heat, the lowrider. Basic thugonomics, John Cena, right? You've got JBL, a wrestling god. Whole new gimmick, man, from Bradshaw. You've just so much going on. You know what I mean? Look at the state of it. That's just fucking SmackDown. We could go over to Raw if we wanted, but we're not going to do that, big man. Reason number 9. We need a heel authority figure, right? Wrestling has always been at its best with a heel authority figure, and I don't care what you say. You look at WCW, right? WCW was at its best with Eric Bischoff's a heel. WWE was at its best with Vince McMahon, right? And you look at Raw, Eric Bischoff was a heel. Now, obviously, over on SmackDown, you did obviously have like a face Teddy Long or a face Stephanie, and I think it works if you've got one or the other. I mean, I think even two heels would work, but I think more often than not, you do need the whole dynamic of a heel against a face. And even in like later years, John Laurinaitis was a heel against Teddy Long and things like that. And even like back in like 2017, it's like I know they weren't really heels, right? Like Mick Foley and Stephanie and like Brian and Shane, but they weren't really faces. Like they had like tweener characteristics. See, no, they're too nice. They're pathetic. Like Adam Pearce, he'll get angry the odd time and says he needs a drink, but you look back through the history of wrestling, see all these years that we say were great, heel authority figure. And the final reason, now, looking at the man that's right in front of your screen right now, you know who it is. Bring back Vince and Kennedy McMahon. I get it. A lot of years was shit under Vince, and I'm not saying if he got brought back, it would permanently fix everything and everything would be great. But here, I think it would be a band-aid on a gaping hole. But maybe after time with McMahon, it would begin to heal. Sad thing is, I don't think the guy's got a lot of time in here. I think McMahon could probably live days about 150, but there's no guarantees in life. You know what I mean? As Rocky Balboa says, folks, time is undefeated. But McMahon needs brought back. He needs to put a leash on so many guys. You know what I mean? The inmates are on the asylums. The marks are in the boardroom. Forget about the marks are in the ring. The marks are in the boardroom in WWE these days, man. And that's petrifying. Anyway, leave your thoughts down below. Till next time. Peace.